Sometimes learning the causal origins of a belief can undermine it. Other times, information about a belief's genealogy can strengthen it. Philosopher Sharon Street examines the mechanism of natural selection as the genealogy of our moral values, in order to determine the validity of such values as either mind-dependent or mind-independent truths.
In Greek mythology, Hesperus referred to the evening star, and Phosphorus referred to the morning star. But now I remember the Greeks later accepted the Babylonian view that the two were both, in fact, personifications of Venus. We learned that in Nina Emery's class. I'm sure it's right then. Nina's a great professor. She went to MIT, and she wears turtlenecks.
No, that's just a joke from a Louis C.K. stand-up set. The name Phoenician actually refers to an ancient people in the Mediterranean.
I thought I heard you thinking about the concepts of undermining and vindicating genealogies.
You heard me thinking?
It must have been an instance of quasi-telepathy, to borrow a term from Professor Heck's paper, Reason and Language.
Sharon Street employs the concepts of vindicating and undermining genealogies in an argument she presents in favor of a mind-dependent understanding of moral values. She identifies evolution as the causal mechanism for our moral values, which help inform what she calls our most basic evaluative tendencies, such as supporting our own survival and the well-being of our offspring. Should this information about the genealogy of our values serve to vindicate or undermine the moral truth of such values? Street believes the answer to this question depends on the nature of these values. Are they mind-dependent or mind-independent?
Are things valuable ultimately because we value them, or are at least some things valuable in a way that is robustly independent of our valuing them? If our moral values are mind-independent, they must be true regardless of the evaluative attitudes we happen to have towards them. But if we assume a mind-independent conception of value, it's not at all clear why evolutionary forces would have shaped us to value those things that were, as a matter of independent fact, valuable. It seems evolutionary forces would just push us to value those things that would motivate us to promote our own survival and reproduction. There would be no reason to think our species arrived at our most basic evaluative assumptions in a way that is reliable with respect to those truths. Street believes this would necessarily imply a stance of global evaluative skepticism, evidence against a mind-independent conception of value.
A mind-dependent conception of value, however, successfully sidesteps the issues of genealogical vindication. To assume the morality of our most basic evaluative tendencies is simply entailed by our holding such values, preserves many of our evaluative views while still allowing us to see ourselves as evolved creatures.
What's your opinion of Street's argument? Do you think the evaluative global skepticism entailed by accepting a theory of mind-independent morality is enough to defer to a theory of mind-dependence?
Feel free to comment with your own responses to the paper. The link is available in the description of the video.